This is a demo of the Klexy Soft Yacht Race Scoring Suite, and in particular, this video is going to be about series scoring. You see a bit of description after each button here, telling either what to do or a little bit about what's happening in that program. So let's click on the series scoring program. Before we do that though, let's clear up this cluttered background by using the hide desktop icons. That's much cleaner looking. Now we'll click on the series scoring program. And what we need to do here is follow the directions down at the bottom of each page or slash and tab. So it says enter finished text file or classes text file for each race. So we have some races that I have prepared, and I have it's a real race, so I have eliminated the skipper's name for the purposes of showing this on YouTube. So let's click on race 1, and we'll find a demo race 1 here, and we're going to work with the A class only on this for demonstration purposes. So the A boats, we click on there and open it. And now we have a list of the finished place of each of 14 boats here, you see. Now, in each succeeding race, there may be fewer or more boats than were in the first race, and there may be even one or two different boats that were not in race 1. So let's take a look as we go. You notice it says A class here. Now let's click on race 2 and click on race 2 here in the demo and open that. And sure enough, you look down at the bottom there, it says this race has added 2 new boats to the series. So those 2 new boats at the bottom, they did not participate in the first race. Race 3, we can double click and then we don't have to hit open. And you notice here again, no new boats were added, but there were a number of boats that didn't show up. Let's go to race 4. And here 2 more new boats were added. So now we're up to 18. We started with 14. Let's go to race 5. And no new boats, but a lot of the other boats didn't participate. So now, according to the instructions down at the bottom, enter finished file, text files, which we just did for A class for each of 5 races. Next, it says click the calculate button. And what happens there is the boats that did not show for that race, they get a number that's 1 more than the total number that entered the series. Now you see some other numbers that are not 19 in this case. It says retired, and they only get a 14. What that means is if they did show up and had some other type of discrepancy, they get 1 more than the total number that entered that race, not the whole series. That's the rules at this point in time for the low point scoring. Now, the next thing to do is click the total button. And now they get sorted and the totals are shown for the series in the low point scoring system. It is quite common and usually the case In a series of this type, one race can be thrown out. And of course, naturally, you want to throw out your worst performance or one of your didn't show up. So if we click on this exclude one race for all boats, that means each boat gets its worst performance thrown out. We click on that, and you notice there's a graying of the background and a strike through. And in all cases, it's the worst performance of that particular race. Now you notice some of these boats they only did one race. So of course they're not going to be very competitive. And the program will take the last high number race to cross out. And what has happened also during that process is resorting. So everything's pretty much finished now, ready for publishing. However, there's also a rule for ties. You see, the second and the third boat are tied with 17 points. The rules are that the one who finished best last goes on top. So this one's okay. The 3 is better than the 5, so they go on top. That's what makes them second and not third, and vice versa. Let's see if there are any more ties here. Here's 2 at 38. And the last time this one was better than this one, that means those should be reversed. So I can click anywhere on that row. I'll click here and hit up. And now those 2 are switched. Any more ties? No more ties. Everything else looks okay. Okay, now the last thing we do, we excluded, we resorted. Now we click the PHRF button and click Save to a PDF. So now we're ready to publish this as the final rendition. So let's click Save to PDF. Sorry, it didn't go right away to the default PDF reader. So there's the finished product. The boat's all sorted. Any ties have been taken care of so that they're in the proper order. And that will be the end of this video.